okay, they have 49,000 clubs. So what I did, I do autism events. Oh, you caught one over here.
Yeah.
Oh, I do a lot of the autism events and their Down syndrome events with the children. And I built a great relationship with one of the presidents there in Texas. Her name is Esmeralda Rodriguez. And over the course of the last year and a half, we just had this great relationship. She introduced me to the governor, the district governor. And that's how they function. And he's over all of Texas, Texas being one of the largest clubs. In Dallas alone, there's 1,600 members, but then they got San Antonio, they got Houston. And so I told him about Freedom to Grow, the interesting people I'm interviewing, trying to have him come and speak to us who can give us tangible and relatable solutions and or opportunities. And so I said, hey, look, this one, you have children who have disabilities but want to be involved in agriculture. And then you have their families. And then you also have veterans that are within your clubs. What we would like to do is go around to each one of those clubs and talk to you all about what food forest abundance is. This movement. I said it's a movement. We're trying to change lawns into food forests. I was like, and I have the guy, I have the company that will help with the design. I said, give a package. I said, but more importantly, I said, we can invite all the presidents. You know, the one right here, the Galt Landing,
Right.
Let them see it. Move out from there to start doing individual things. So they sent me their letters of endorsement.
Wow.
2 days before I got here.
Oh, that's
with you.
fantastic, buddy.
Yeah, so that's the opportunity with Freedom to Grow that we have to, like you said last night, push this movement, push the movement out. Because that's what it has to be, a movement like this. Yeah.
It's catalyzing a shift in awareness that leads to mass adoption.
Yes.
Right? Mass adoption of the most logical thing we could ever do is how we overcome what's happening.
Right.
It's the only way.
It's the only way.
Yeah. It's like Victor Hugo said, there's one thing stronger than all of the armies of the world, and that is an idea whose time has come. This is it. It's God. It's nature. It's using our resources wisely. It's loving ourselves. It's service. That's how we change the world and win the war.
Yeah, absolutely. It's food.
Yeah.
And that's one thing we can all agree on. It crosses all cultures.
Absolutely.
It crosses all religion. I'm not going to be mad to sit down and have a meal with you and have a conversation, or at least begin the conversation, begin a healing process even. So, yeah, food is a great denominator.
It is. It's the common connector.
Yes.
You know, it's so beautiful. Yeah. And so, and then the next, go ahead. Were you gonna say?
No, that was.
I've been asking this question, how do we do this forever? And
Right.
this conversation, this connection is a manifestation of new questions. So out there, everybody listening, ask yourself new questions, right? The questions you've been asking led you to where you are now. Now it's time for some new questions. Continuously observing and interacting with our world, and always focus on the solutions. Like, be aware of the problem. That's important.
Right.
To know that, yeah, there's some stuff going on here that doesn't make sense. Well, it actually does make sense when you recognize that this is some kind of divine battle between good and evil or something. Like, it's go to the top and then work your way down from that. And my friends, as we overcome this current system, literally this idea of the Garden of Eden, which is spoken about in all the great religions, a
Yes.
place of, a utopic place of abundance everywhere. This is not a fantasy. It's how it's how we're meant to be living.
Yeah, we live in a universe of abundance. I mean, just like, look at this. Look all around you. When you, at night, last night, you all should have seen the stars. It's night, nothing you can see in the inner city. But when you look up, you see the abundance is there. It is what Jim mentioned earlier. It's the #1 killer of all men's desire, which is the fear. The fear of not having enough. But all our animals, all the birds, all the fish of the sea, they always have enough. So why wouldn't the Creator give us enough? So it's something outside of us pushing down on our brain, pushing down on our emotions, that is saying there is not enough. When there's enough land, there's enough water. That's what you're going to hear most importantly at Freedom to Grow, that there is enough water and there is enough land to feed us all. The most important thing that Jim and I have been talking about is collaboration. And it takes a while to get to the right person, the right organization. It took years for me to get right here, just Galt's Landing, Food Forest Abundance. It took years for me to meet the right people who have the right mindset that, hey, this isn't about me or even my organization. It's really bigger than us. And you see that in their mission and what they're doing. So these are the questions, the new questions Jim is saying for you to be asking. And it's not so much about the problem. It is, what is the solution? What is the opportunity within the solution for me to better the people around me, the people in my neighborhood, the people in my state, the people across this nation, and then of course the world.